Hello, Junkies, and welcome to another review of Marvel Legends here on AFJ's official YouTube page. As you can see, we are going to be reviewing the Uncanny X-Men Storm. Now, this is in the likeness from the cartoon series and based on the original X-Men figures that were released at the time. So obviously we are going to get much better articulation here, but this 90s style is driving fans crazy. This is a hot figure right now. Figure is super hot. We actually have 3 of these at AFJ HQ. This is the 3rd one, and this just arrived from Hasbro. We were able to acquire 2 of them on our own out on the shelves at Target. However, Hasbro was so nice. They sent us one. Actually, they sent us the entire wave for free. So we are going to be reviewing this one, opening it up, seeing if she's worth it. Already this lightning that comes with Storm, already I'm reminded of the Living Laser, who we got a little while ago and did a review of. I mean, that was kind of cool. So they're repurposed these at least. But we've got some friends here that are going to show us the size of Storm, how she relates to other figures past and present, but let's get to it. So, packaging is awesome. We have the Marvel 80th anniversary up here. Lightning blasts. We have it in multiple languages. No longer the Toy Biz thing right down there. But she's an awesome figure. And there seems to be just one figure of this whole line in each case. So you've got Wolverine from Marvel Comics Presents, the Silver Samurai, X-Force, Cyclops, when they got the new costumes, Iceman, the Dazzler. Now, this is more the Dazzler when she was with, like, the Fall of the Mutants and Longshot. A little bit different. This one right here would go better with the Storm with the Mohawk. So, when I was younger, I always thought it was funny because I was like, wait a minute, they had 2 girls named Storm? I couldn't comprehend the fact that Storm actually just got a Mohawk. I don't know why, whatever it was. I didn't read X-Men. It wasn't my book. It was my buddy Matt's book. So let's get to it. So we're going to open her up here. Now, one thing I did notice about this card is it's a lot thicker. Now, they've got the plastic. I guess to cut down on theft. Oh, look at that. Cut down on theft. They've made the bubble, it's now underneath, so you just can't go pop it off. But maybe it's because it's been in the heat. We've been so hot here, but we're going to give this one here a shot at opening her up from here from the side. So look, yep, look at that. And I think it's funny, some people just tear it. I cut into it. You know, the package here is obviously for collectors because those of us that grew up with the original Marvel Legends, and I had a Wolverine, the original Toy Biz version of them. They were fantastic figures, but by today's standards, they're not the greatest. So, yeah, not saving her. And anyway, the best part about this is opening them up. I always just seem to make my little spot here dirty. So, say goodbye to the box. These are really cool that we have all of these figures now. So there she is in her plastic coffin. She does have a new smell to her. This cape is actually a cape. That's kind of nice. I don't see any little plastic things here holding everything in. So let's get the lightning out, which is great. The Storm actually has these. Fantastic of Marvel and Hasbro to be able to repurpose those. Let's get her out here. All right, no little plastic bands or anything holding her in. And she's out. Look at that. So wow, okay. I didn't think her head's a little loose, but this is a lot of hair. There's a lot of weight back here. A lot of weight. But I'm digging the fact that her little cape is attached to her arms to give her that in-flight look. Now, I'm sorry to say, Junkies, the one thing I don't have here is some sort of plastic arm to give her that flight look. I gotta get one of those. Maybe I'll put that on my Target shopping list tomorrow. And we're going to try to do an instant pose here. Now, she feels very top-heavy by her head because of her hair. But I'm trying to do an instant pose here. We're on a new surface, so to see if this is actually going to be beneficial to us. She's very weak in the legs. But there we go. We got an instant pose. And she's up. She looks great. But my biggest complaint is, there she goes, is that she's very loosey-goosey, if we can use that as a term. The plastic here feels great. The legs twist. I think this is more of a give her a plastic arm and put her in flight. Because look at these legs, how we can have her kind of just floating there. I'll give the illusion that she's flying. So as you can see, she'd be like that on an arm. I mean, she's obviously made to be in flight. These X-Men logos here are fantastic. So if we look at her from the back, as you can see here, the cape is attached all the way up to here. This is nice. But it really, the fact that they went cloth cape on this, I love it. The hard cape, I think, would have just not given that right look. But as we give her a little bit of... But her head is very heavy. So let's put the lightning on here. That's good. So it's like she's calling it down. Let's see if we can get her to pose. And then put her into... I'm going to put this in here like so. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. It's a little crazy how do you get that. Yep, there you go. It's kind of like almost like a latch. You find the right one and all of a sudden then you're in. But yeah, she's really, really top heavy. As brilliant as they made the Beast, as perfectly balanced as he is, it seems like they took a lot of karma away from other figures. But there she is, and it's her head again. Her head is just causing her to lean one way or the other. So you got to find that perfect balance, and it may even affect the pose. You know, look at that. How long is that? Like 4 or 5 seconds before she goes. I'm trying not to bump the table here, but I'll try to zoom in again. So there she is. She looks good, but we've got... I don't even want to bump the table. There she goes. Didn't even bump the table. But as you can see, we have a very, very loose, weak Storm. So this might be one of those that, yeah, you're pulling her out for the poses, but you're probably going to regret it because it already feels like she's been played with by like a 4-year-old. So let's give her some perspective right now, as in size-wise. So this is my figure of the year. This is my favorite figure. I don't know why. I think it's a little bit of everything. It ties to the movie, the Worthy Cap, the fact that they hid it behind the shield. There's just so much about that Captain America, the Walmart exclusive, that I love bringing him into all of my reviews and using him as a point of reference. So there you go. It gives you a size difference with Cap. I mean, obviously, one's cartoon style, one's movie likeness, but still great to see the two figures together. And there she goes. And I'm not really bumping the table here. I have a new table that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to balance. But see, her leg is so weak. And I think I've done a couple other female figures that did not feel this delicate. But I think that's something that we lose with the female form, is that guys can be so rugged. We can give them the boots, we can give them the knee pads and everything. But if you do that to a woman's legs, they're just going to get bulkier and bulkier. So she won't look feminine anymore. So we kind of lose that. So we got one more figure to bring out. And I figured since this was in the style of the packaging and everything was in the tribute to Toy Biz, I thought we'd bring out an original Toy Biz thing. I had him posed for one angle, but you might have to put him in front of her. Maybe even use him to cheat a little bit to hold him up. So there they are. Fantastic Four teammates together again. And I keep feeling like there she goes. So I have no stand here, and I don't think that's fair to use stands. I'm using the thing's hand to kind of hold her up so I can get a good pose here, but so there you go. Gives you an idea what the two look like together. So this is an original Toy Biz thing over here. We've got the new Marvel Legends Retro Storm. Both very cool. We'll just put Cap in here. And also, in case you were wondering, I did put Cap in there because Storm has also wielded Mjolnir. So thought that was kind of fun. But that's it, Junkies. I think she's a little loose In the legs, her head it makes her top heavy. I think the hair looks great, but I think this is a figure that you definitely want to get the little plastic arm for and give her some in-flight. It'll also help stabilize her better. So that's just my 2 cents. Thank you again to Hasbro for sending us this figure. I think it's great if you're an X-Men collector, but it may be one better to leave in the box if you're not going to do any photography. Thank you, Junkies.